All right, and we're back. I know it's been an unbelievable 11 hours, but here we are. We're back again. Something I realized about Crystal Maiden, her arcane aura applies to herself too, so she can just spam really well, really well. Like incredibly well. If you get like 2 points into this, she's given herself like an extra 12 mana per cast. Goes a very long way. Okay. Modern use if we're talking about Ukraine. Darkseer, strength rescaled from 20 plus 3.1 to 22 plus 2.6. So better early game, worse late game. I think within 0.5. Within like by like level 12, this like evens out, and then it gets worse for Darkseer as time goes on. Intelligence gain decreased from 3.1 to 2.7. Fewer spells to cast as Darkseer. So sad. Ion Shell duration rescaled from 25 to 21 to 30. Scepter bonus duration reduced from 20 to 15. Can now be cast on creep hero units. I didn't know it couldn't be. Normal punch illusion duration reduced from 8 to 6. So I guess Darkseer was just a little bit too strong. His perhaps early game Ion Shell just lasted a little bit too long. This is fine. He'll survive. Dark Willow, base HP regeneration increased from 0.5 to 0.275, which means she can train better in lane, which is good. Bramble Maze now deals 50 damage every 0.5 seconds at all levels. Total damage rescaled from 120 to 240 to 100 to 250. How is this different? I don't know. You do less damage early, but more damage later, I guess. Now provides true sight over rooted targets. Good. It's powerful. Slapped that on a Ricky. And suddenly he has to avoid the maze or die, actually. Now has a 0.3 second fade time on Shadow Realm. That's probably healthy. That shit was real annoying. Just the I'm safe now button. Now you can get that stun off, and she at least can't move for the 5 seconds. Or for however long your stun is. Curse Crown Shard no longer reduces cooldown by 2 seconds. That's fine. The shard was really, 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 really fucking good. So now it's just really good. Bedlam. Seconds per revolution decreased from 1.8 to 1.5. So it spins faster. But the damage has been reduced. This probably makes it harder to use. Overall, I think these are nerfs to her kit. Base HP regen is nice, but not huge. Bramble Maze nerf at level 1 is kind of hurty. Hurts a little bit. True Sight is nice, but the Fade Time and the Curse Crown and the Bedlam thing kind of stack up together. She's not changed in a huge way, but these are like little nerfs. The Fade Delay is probably the biggest thing. Bedlam damage reduced from 32 to 30 at level 15. Level 25 talent, 110 attack speed reduced to 100 because it was really good. And if you got Ags, you were untouchable. Dawnbreaker. Starbreaker mana cost increased from 80 to 100. Swipe radius reduced from 360 to 300. Is her Q rate? Yeah. Smash radius increased. Okay. So her spin is narrower, but the smash is bigger. Swipe damage increased. Pretty big at level 4. It's like almost a 50% increase. Smash damage reduced. Okay, so the individual... So this is now the same, okay. So the smash is less important, but it's easier to hit. And the swipes are harder to hit, but now do more damage. Shard now also grants free movement to Dawnbreaker. Orientation is still locked while swinging. Oh.
The fury of 1,000 suns.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So now she can move backwards while using Starbreaker. Her shard is just... It used to just be grants magic immunity while using Starbreaker, and now it's magic immunity and free movement, which is nice, because now instead of being locked into swinging forward, you can swing backwards. Celestial Hammer, Fire Trail Radius, and Projectile Radius increase from 150 to 200, which is good. Helps her hit it. Return Impact Radius reduced from 250 to 200. I didn't know that there was an Impact Radius. Luminosity Allied Healing Percentage increased from 35 to 50. Okay. Sure. So, okay, so it heals allies in an AoE. Now it goes from 35 to 50. So she heals more. 30 swipe damage replaced with 25 swipe / smash damage, which should mean that if you hit all 3 swipes and the smash, this does more damage now than before. Plus 40 luminosity crit increased to plus 50 because Solar Guardian cooldown was just better. That's fine. Now it goes up to 100, 230, which is fine. Okay. So she's got some buffs and nerfs. I'd say that Starbreaker is probably worse now, because the swipe radius has decreased by a significant amount. Even though the smash radius is going up and making the stun easier to land, the mana cost going up 20 is pretty big. That said, the luminosity buff is kind of nice. She's coming out in probably the same, aroundish the same spot. Maybe the luminosity thing is bigger than I think. Dazzle now has 2 ultimate abilities, Good Juju and Bad Juju. Okay. Rework Scepter. Good Juju now also reduces all of Dazzle's item cooldowns by 50% and can be cast on an ally to reset their item cooldowns. Oh. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. Okay. I don't know what else it does. Alright, let's see. Poison Touch, cooldown reduced. Good. Poison Touch is kind of hard to use later on in the game. But this puts it down to a 7.5 second. Unless they fuck with... This leads me to believe that they fucked with his passive cooldown reduction. This is a really good Ags, though. Just slap this, like, literally get this, like, every fucking game and just use it on your carry and give them double BKB. You could do some crazy shit, because it reduces all of your item cooldowns by 50%. By passively. So you could get Refresher Orb, your teammate BKBs, then you Good Juju them, reset their item cooldown, BKB again, Refresher Orb with a half cooldown, Good Juju them again, they BKB again. Now grants the target 2, 4, 6, 8 incoming heal amp for each 10% HP missing. So you can heal an ally with Shallow Grave better if they're if they're on like 1 HP and you get a Shadow Wave off, it heals them for like 200 now instead of 140, which is nice. Okay. Shadow Wave mana cost reduced from 90 to 120 to 90. Cooldown rescaled from 14 to 8 to 12 to 9. Good Juju passive. Whenever Dazzle casts an ability, all of his abilities cooldowns are reduced by 1.5, 2. Okay. Okay, so casting more lowers your cooldowns more. So instead of passive, just always cooldown reduction, it is passive cooldown reduction, except you have to cast spells to make it work. This is worse for Core Dazzle because now you can't have Midas on a very low cooldown. You can't get Greaves on a very low cooldown unless you get the Scepter. But the Scepter is really good, so maybe it's worth just picking up. But now it's an extra 4,000 gold to be able to Greaves constantly. And you'll still probably want Holy Locket and all that bullshit. Bad Juju, whenever a unit is affected by one of Dazzle's abilities, they gain, lose 1, 2, 3 armor for 8, 10, 12 seconds. Can be activated to deal 30, 40, 50 damage to all allies and heal all allies by 30, 40, 50 within 1200 radius. Okay. Per stack or no? Is it per stack? Based on the amount of charges that they have. Okay. So you can probably Shadow Wave, heal, and then it's double Shadow Waves and then 100 heal at the end. It's weird. This is just, it's just weird. I right-clicked again. Whoops, haha. Okay. Interesting. I'd have to play it, and I'd have to look at it and examine different aspects of it. This is, like, this cooldown goes from 9 to 15, but then if you cast, like, 2 spells, then you're down to 11 seconds, which still isn't where it was. I don't know. He's in a weird spot right now. I don't know how good this is going to be. I'd imagine it's not great right now. Oh. Wait. Is this bugged? Does it passively give item cooldown reduction? Is it just saying the Scepter part too? Yeah, let's test this. I don't think you guys will be able to see this, but okay. Yeah, no, it's just bugged in there. Okay. Or it's a there's like a typo or something in there. I don't know. Well, not really a typo. Yeah, he's probably just worse now. But, I mean, we'll have to see. Death Prophet, Spirit Siphon, Shard Fear, activation time reduced from 4 to 3. Good. Her Shard wasn't very good. 3 seconds makes it way easier to activate. Like, 25% easier, actually. That's it, though. No other changes for Death Prophet. Okay. Disruptor, Thunder Strike, damage per strike reduced at all levels by 10. Shard can no longer target allies. Now causes all allies within the radius of Thunderstrike to gain 50 attack speed and 25% movement speed. Okay. And the radius is still big. So I guess Shard was just considered too good to just cast on an ally and have them fucking run around the map, farming faster and shit. Which is, you know, just nerfs to Thunderstrike. That's okay, I guess. Now, I don't know who's going to buy a Shard now, but maybe it'll be okay. Oh, God. Glimpse mana cost reduced from 100 to 55, whatever. Cooldown reduced massively at low levels. Okay, so there's a big Glimpse buff at low levels. Which is good, but Thunderstrike is worse. So you got some compensation here, but he's probably better. He's just worse without Shard. He's probably better with Shard, without Shard, worse with Shard. Doom. Devour. Gold reduced by 10 at all levels. Doom now grants 135 armor while digesting a creep. Okay, this is a buff then. If you get 7 armor while eating a creep. Because it takes a long time. And there's a bunch of new abilities, so Doom has new abilities to play around with. Infernal Blade. Burn damage rescaled to be more base damage but less max HP, so it's less effective against tanky heroes and more effective against less tanky heroes. Probably just worse overall though. And Doom Mana Cross increase from 150 to 250 to 150 to 300. Not a huge deal. He's probably around the same strength because this armor bonus is pretty nice. And the Infernal Blade thing and the Doom thing isn't that consequential. Dragon Knight, Breathe Fire. Damage rescaled from 90 to 300 to 80 to 320. So he's better late game, worse early game. This is fine, probably. You maxed this out basically first anyway, so more damage is good. Fireball DPS increase from 65 to 80. That's good. I don't think anybody ever bought his shard anymore because they think they nerfed it. 20 talent, Elder Form and Drag Rage. Elder Dragon Form range increased to 175 from 150, and Dragon Tail AoE increased to 400 during Elder Dragon Form. That's a really good fucking talent now. And you can get a longer Dragon Tail too. I mean, it's already... Fucking kill me. It's already a pretty long stun. Dragon Knight. 3 seconds. You could just get it up to 3.5 second stun in a 400 AoE. That's fucking insane, actually. He's got good talents. Aside from his 10, I think. I think his 10 is pretty garbage. Dry Ranger. Base strength reduced from 18 to 16. So 40 less HP. Multi-shot range multiplier from 2 to 1.75. Provides 10% movement speed bonus to Dry Ranger for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. So you can gust and then run away better. Okay, cool. Overall, probably a nerf. I have a feeling that Drow... I had a feeling Drow was going to get nerfed because she felt pretty good whenever I played her. This means that the range multiplier is also going to be worse for Dragonlance. And things like, Grove Bow. Not a huge deal, but a little bit. This is some nice compensation, because now you can gust and run away better. And she's a pretty slow hero. She's,
Traxxas here.
295. Earth Spirit. Strength gain decreased from 4.4 to 3.8. Wow, they are really decreasing a lot of strength gains. But his base HP regen is increased by a massive amount. So, I mean, that's some kind of compensation. He'll do better early game, worse late game. That's almost a full point. That's crazy. Damage increased on the Boulder Smash from 105 to 300 to 120 to 300, so better early game. Unit distance increased from 480 to 500. Okay, so better early game again. Cast point reduced from 0.01 to 0. Ah! That's very good. That's extremely good. You could cast it while moving now. But what this basically means is like, the way you can cast this the way that Gyrocopter can cast his Q now. You don't have to interrupt what you're doing. You just press it and it goes. The big thing about this before, there's a lot of skills that have either had a cast point of 0 or non-zero. Like that, like if it's 0 getting changed to 0.01, then you're like, oh, that's fucking stupid. But it interrupts you is the point. The fact of the matter isn't the fact that it takes, 0.01 seconds to cast. It's the fact that it interrupts you at all. So changing this to 0 is actually a very good buff. Same thing to Rolling Boulder. Wow, Rolling Boulder too? Everything. Oh, but Geomagnetic Grip. Okay. That got nerfed. Okay. Mana cost increased from 50 to 70. Roll delay reduced. Okay. Speed increased. Stone speed multiplier reduced to compensate for this. Damage rescaled from 70 to 130 plus 30 plus 100% strength. So this is probably... Does he get 100 strength?
My spirit
quiver and
accretes
bow
from a
are
higher plane.
I mean, almost. He probably does. Late game, because this is like almost 40 strength. every 10 levels. So 20 levels into the game, and you're doing around the same amounts of damage, plus your base strength. Yeah, around 20 levels into the game, you're going to do around the same amount of damage, and then it'll just scale with items. Geomagnetic Grip, cast point increased from 0.01 to 0.1, so it actually takes like a little bit of time to cast Geomagnetic Grip now, but the mana cost was reduced. Magnetized cast point increased from 0.01 to 0.2. Okay, that's another nerf. Enchant Remnant cast range increased. Has a 500 cast range cast on an ally. Okay, this is good. So his Ags is better. Magnetized and Geomagnetic Grip. Geomagnetic Grip is still probably better because of the mana cost reduction, but Magnetized is straight worse by like a decent margin now. But Rolling Boulder and Boulder Smash are now both better by pretty sizable amounts. Earth Spirit buffs here, I think. He's less tanky, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see how much that actually matters. Earthshaker, level 15 talent, 25 movement speed replaced with 50 enchant totem damage. So now they're really going all in on him being like a fucking like damage dealer. Like right click damage dealer fucking support or offlaner. Okay. Elder Titan base mana regen from 0 to 0.25, which is nice. He can cast more spells at all stages of the game. Added a second sub-ability for Ancestral Spirit. Move Ancestral Spirit. Moves the spirit towards the target location. This is equivalent to selecting the spirit and move clicking at that location. Okay. So it's just easier to move now because there's a sub-ability for it. Nice. You don't have to tab it now. You just select the spirit again and call to get it to move. 20 attack speed increased to 25. That's actually a really good level 10 talent. 25 attack speed is nice as hell. 15 movement speed replaced with plus 2% astral move speed per hero. Probably just worse than 15 movement speed. I think you just get attack speed now, basically. That's not a good talent at the 10. You hit 3 heroes with the astral move speed with the astral spirit, and you get fucking 6% extra movement speed while it's attached to you. That's just bad. Ember Spirit. Sleight of Fist no longer deals reduced damage to creeps. Cooldown decreased from at low levels. Bonus hero damage rescaled to be a little bit worse in the early game. A little bit better in the early game, a little bit worse late game. Okay. Flame Guard now absorbs 70% of magical damage taken instead of 100%. Absorb amount reduced from... Okay. Shield disables after receiving... Okay. So nerfs to Flame Guard, buffs to Sleight of Fist, and big nerf to Fire Remnant. For the same reason that this is big buffs to... For the same reason this is a big buff to Earth Spirit, this is a big nerf to Ember Spirit. And nerf to the Flame Guard absorption. It used to be... God, he could absorb 780 damage with Flame Guard before. Fuck. Alright, this is... I mean, Sleight of Fist is just... I don't know. Is he... He's probably worse? He's way easier to catch now. Way easier. This cast point is huge. And this magic resistance, magic damage bullshit also makes him easier to kill. But now he does more damage to creeps and can farm faster and etc. Like this is a huge this is a huge change to his farm speed. Okay. I don't know. Probably gonna change his playstyle a little bit to build more survivable and not so slippery. But we'll see. Enchantress agility gain increase from... It's just him online. This is depressing. Okay, see. Okay. Agility gain increased by a little bit. She gets a little bit more armor and attack speed over the course of the game. That's fine. She has no armor, basically. She has 4... And then she used to get, like, fucking... I don't know. She has an ugly face. She used to get, like, 7 armor, probably. 6 armor by the end of the match. Mana cost reduced from 55 to 50. Now deals double damage versus creeps and illusions. Oh, okay. Impetus buffs. Nature's Attendants, mana cost reduced. Okay, so this is just straight Enchantress buffs. I guess nobody was playing her. This is pretty good. 50 mana cost is really good. You can use Impetus to last hit way better now. Good. Enigma, Demonic Conversion. Eidolon turn rate improved. Okay, nice. Attack point improved. Attack range improved. These are all just like little buffs to make the Eidolons just like little better. Like they're just better units now. Midnight Pulse now deals damage based on current HP. Damage rescaled from max HP a little bit to almost double the numbers, but it's just current HP. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. So it does more damage to higher health targets now, but it does a lot of damage. So if you slap that on someone and then black hole them, they'll take less damage over time, but it'll get them lower faster. Black hole shard outer radius reduced from 1200 to 1000. Okay, so I guess his shard was just too good.
Light of foot, light of heart.
Alright, Banffy, you were right. His shard was really underrated. Faceless Void base HP regen increased from 0.5 to 1. Nobody plays this guy, as far as I'm aware, so I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but it'll help. Grimstroke, Stroke of Fate, base damage reduced. Damage per unit hit increased. Okay, it's kind of what I predicted. So if you hit 4 units... Yeah. If you hit 4 units, it'll do the same damage as before, and if you hit anything more than that, it'll do more damage. Cast point improved from 0.8 to 0.6. That's really nice because it always takes forever to cast, and now this reduces it by 25%. Projectile speed reduced, though. This is probably a nerf to Grimstroke, but the cast point thing is really nice. Gyrocopter, homing missile damage rescaled from 100 to 325 to 90 to 360, so it does more damage late game. A lot more damage, holy fuck. Stun duration reduced early game. That's fair. It did stun for a long fucking time. Flak cannon cooldown rescaled. This is a nerf because it's just higher at late game scenarios. Minor changes to the gyro. It's not going to change that much probably, but we'll see. Hoodwink Acorn Shot. Initial projectile speed increased from 1800 to 2100. That's kind of a big deal. 300 extra movement speed or projectile speed is very nice. No longer benefits twice from cast range bonus. I didn't know it did. Passive evasion rescaled from 8 to 32 to 15 to 30. So better early game. So 1 point of scurry is going to give you more. Value. -3 armor corruption increased to -4, which is good because -3 felt kind of bad. It wasn't really that high of a number for a level for a level 20 talent. Level 25 talent sharpshooter pierces mad immunity replaced with 135 bushwhack radius. That's really big. That is really big. She's gonna be shackling motherfuckers from so far. Just to give you guys an idea.
Sweet as. I should get heaps. It's all on the way.
Probably do bushwhack cooldown. Acorn shot bounces. Probably still get 25% faster. Oh, never mind. It just does it anyway. Okay, got it. Whatever.
No, this way.
Whoops. Boink. Alright.
Nuts.
How big is this AoE? This AoE is fucking massive. What? Hello? Alright, so if I get Dragonlance.
It's like it was made
Yeah, I can
for
cast
me.
that further.
And I'll get over it.
That's huge, dude.
I'm always on the right trail.
Robert, whatever the fuck this name is. John? Hairstein?
You always use my tools.
That is so big. Wow. Alright, very cool.
Throw down your gold.
That's like a decent alternative to Acorn Shot charges, too, because that's fucking massive. Huskar, she's just probably better. She's probably just better. Huskar, strength reduced from 21 to 3.4 to 20 plus 3.3. Slightly worse, very, very slightly worse. Berserker's Blood now also grants magic resist up to 10 to 25% based on Huskar's HP. Okay, this is back. This used to be what made Huskar really fucking annoying, was that he just got like 80% magic resistance and just took no fucking damage anymore. And now this is back. So this is a buff. Huskar big buff. He can't be nuked down as well anymore, which is good. Okay. Cher is very happy. Invoker movement speed increased from 275 to 285. Yeah, he was really fucking slow. Now he's just pretty slow as fuck. He's very slow still, but, I mean, he was really slow. But to compensate, the Wex movement speed is being decreased, so you're less dependent on a Wex to get around now. Which is fine. Alacrity mana cost increased by a lot. Ice Wall mana cost reduced by a lot. Alacrity is worse. Ice Wall is better. Forge Spirit armor reduced per hit, rescaled from 1 to 0.8 to 1.5, affected by Exort. Okay. Probably a buff to Forge Spirit. Melting Strike no longer has a 20 armor max cap, and instead has a 20 stack cap. So the maximum amount of armor reduction that you can do is increased massively. Okay. Cool. Ghost Walk movement speed rescaled from minus 30 to 40 to minus 15 to 20. Okay, so he's less penalized at early levels of Ghost Walk, but now he doesn't fucking fly away when he has it at max level, which is probably safer to just tighten the min-max a little bit. +1 Forge Spirit armor reduction replaced with +50 Forge Spirit attack speed, which is kind of the same, but a little bit different. It probably does more damage now, because it's attacking more often, rather than just reducing more armor. It's reducing more armor through virtue of attack speed, too. +35 Alacrity damage speed reduced to +30. Alacrity, I guess, was just too strong in this patch. Plus 2.5 times Quas Wex Exort passive effects increased to 3 times, so you get more regen, more damage, more movement speed, which helps offset this just for Wex, but it would also make the other ones better. Okay, this is probably just Invoker. It's hard to say with him because he has so many fucking spells. I don't know. I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf. He's probably around the same. Probably still play him the same. Io, rework Shard. Thank fuck. That shit was so annoying. Passively grants Io 10% spell lifesteal, increases overcharge spell amp by 10%, and causes it to share Io's current spell lifesteal with any tethered units. Okay. 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 Sure. I didn't know it gave spell amp, but it does. So if you get the shard, then tethered units will get overcharged and get 24% spell amp, which is fucking massive. And Io can share his spell lifesteal now. So basically units get 20% spell lifesteal and 24% spell amp with the shard. So Io Shard is probably just worse now, but it's good on cat. Like, if you have, like, a Zeus or some shit and you tethered to the Zeus, it's now viable to tether to Zeus and keep it on him rather than just tether to the right-clicker, which is cool. Tethered heal transfer rescaled to be better at early level 1, basically, and worse at level 4, which is fine. His amount of healing could be fucking stupid later. Scepter on spirits now causes spirits to apply a 15% slow for 0.3 seconds when impacting an enemy hero, which is good. Gives him a little bit more utility with his shard, or with his scepter. Cooldown increased on overcharge at early levels. Spell amp reduced a little bit, which I didn't know it gave, but this is fair considering the shard now. Plus 30 damage replaced with plus 15 damage to tethered units. Oh, okay. So now instead of doing more damage yourself, the tethered unit does more damage. Plus 15% spell lifesteal replaced with plus 6% tether movement speed. That's pretty good. 18% movement speed bonus for you and the tethered unit. Plus 300 spirits max range replaced with plus 45 spirit damage. That's probably better. and makes his scepter better, as well as the actual scepter buff. So this is good. This is cool changes for him. Plus 60 spirit damage replaced with... Oh, okay, they bumped it. Okay, so that used to be more damage at level 20, but now it's level 15, but it's less damage. Okay. Probably still better for him, though. His timing's a little bit better. Replaced with plus 0.2 overcharge max HP regen bonus to 1% per second. So they get an extra 1.6 max HP. That's garbage. That's so garbage. That's fucking awful. You get to relocate 100 times out of 100. That's a bad talent. 900 health replaced with 400 health to tethered units. Once again, just buffing the tethered ally. Okay. Cool changes to Io. I like these. Aside from his talents are a little bit whack. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Jakiro, base strength. This guy's gonna get nerfed. Base strength reduced from 27 to 25, so now it's 40 less HP at all stages of the game, which is very bad for support. Now he's at 700 HP instead of 400. Okay. Cooldown increased at early levels by a massive amount. Stun duration increased at early levels, though. Okay, to compensate. Probably worse, because the cooldown is a huge increase, but with levels, it'll get a little bit better. By, like, level 2, if you have it at, like, level 2, it's probably fine. Dual Breath now deals 10 instances of damage instead of 11, same duration. So your damage is now... No, this is worse. It lasts the same amount of time, but it has fewer procs. So it's like the Ancient Apparition thing, but in reverse. It does less damage procs per second. So you do less... It's less helpful. Liquid Fire cooldown decreased at levels 1, 2, and 3. Which is good. Easier to use in lane. And Macropyre cast point reduced, which is good, because it usually takes so fucking long to cast. Scepter duration reduced from 30 to 25. It doesn't really matter, it's still so fucking long. 35 seconds is still insane. Okay, so... some give and take on Jakiro. He's probably worse in general. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. His biggest change might be the health, honestly. We'll have to see. He's probably around the same spot. Juggernaut healing ward mana cost decreased. Oh, to scale downwards now, just like that fucking other ability, Blade Fury. Omni Slash cooldown reduced from 140 to 130. I guess Juggernaut wasn't too hot. 30 attack speed replaced with 1 second Battle Fury duration. Fucking awesome. My favorite Battle Fury talents. Yay. My God. His talents are fucking lame now. Oh, Blade Dance Lifesteal. Oh, very cool. Okay, I like that one. Okay. That's really good. He crits very often. It's like a 35% chance, and you get 40% of that lifesteal back to you. That's good. That's really good. That's a good talent. And it works with Omni Slash. You can heal during Omni Slash now. Okay. Just generic buffs to Juggernaut, but his... Losing that 30 attack speed talent is real bad. That is real bad. This is such a downgrade. It's nice to have that extra second of magic immunity, but like 30 attack speed worked with your Omni Slash. And now you just don't get it. But that lifesteal talent's really cool. Alright, Juggernaut's just better in general, but he lost the attack speed talent, which sucks. Illuminate, radius increased, so making his fucking Q even bigger. Cast point reduced from 0.3 to 0. Okay, cool. Max vision increased. Okay. Just longer. Max vision increased. I don't know what that means, but it's better. Spirit form cooldown reduced from 70 to 65. Blinding light pushback duration increased, so it's like kind of like a mini stun. Is now better. Buffs to Keeper. To Coddle. There you go, Yusuf. I know how much you love Coddle. Kunkka. X marks the spot. Range increased from 400 to 1,000 to 550 to 1,000. Better at level 1. It is really small at level 1 and level 2. This is just better for him. Cooldown increased, though, by a pretty hefty margin. You don't need to X things that frequently at low levels, so honestly, this is probably fine. This is a worthwhile trade-off. 15 talent, plus 16 strength replaced with 25 X marks the spot movement speed, affects enemies negatively and allies positively. Weird. You probably just get torrent damage. It's kind of weird. You could chase people better, but then you're just going to X them back anyway, so I don't know. Reworked Legion Commander Shard. Legion Commander gains 4 armor for every hero hit with overwhelming odds, and... what was her old one? I think you gave magic immunity to her W. Gains 4 armor for every hero hit with overwhelming odds, and 0.5 armor for each creep. Increases overwhelming odds duration by 8 seconds. So it goes to 15 seconds. So that's more movement speed for longer. That's the same amount of movement speed for longer, but you get armor as well. And it lasts 15 seconds. If it had a radius increase, I think it would be really good. But this is probably not worth it. Armor's neat, but not worth, probably. Base damage rescaled to be better at late, worse early. Just level 1, basically. Hero damage increased at all levels. So it just does more damage later, essentially. Actually, it'll do the same damage at early levels, more damage late. 30 movement speed replaced with 250 AoE press the attack. 400 AoE press the attack press the attack. Grants 2-second spell immunity. Okay. So... okay. I kind of like these better. This is... it's a stronger 25 choice. Now you must pick. Sorry. Okay. My bad. Okay. Legion generic buff, I think. But worse shard. But it's in a 25 now, so. Hell yeah. Leshrac, base damage increased by 3. Woo! That's actually quite helpful. Nihilism, Leshrac gaining magic immunity no longer ends Nihilism. I didn't know it did. Okay. Buffs to Leshrac. Lich, base agility increased from 15 to 17. Woo! Intelligence gain decreased from 4.1 to 3.6. Oh. Turn rate increased. Okay. So he turns faster. Better base attack speed and armor by like a baby bit. And his int gain is worse by 0.5, which is pretty significant. 10 less int by level 20. Frost Blast attack speed slow increased by a lot. Is it percent or is it just attack speed? Is it percent or is it just a flat number? Percent is better than just a flat number. I don't know, but this is a good change. Frost Shield now does its first tick of damage and slow 0.1 seconds after casting. Instead of instantly. Okay. Okay. So Frost Shield is worse because now it can't like break blinks or some shit or slow someone instantly. Chain Frost mana costs reduced by a pretty hefty chunk to compensate for the intelligence gain being decreased, I'm assuming. Probable just buffs to Lich, but a small nerf to Frost Shield. But just buffs it in general otherwise, except from the intelligence gain. But Lifestealer Rage, cooldown increased from 18 to 21 to 18. Okay. Open Wounds. When a target afflicted by open wounds is dealt 500 damage, the wounds will fester and spread to a random other enemy within 700 euro radius. Prioritizes heroes. Duration reduced from 8 to 7. That's good. That's really good. His shard is now better because it can spread. 500 damage is totally doable. Just that's like one. There's one Zeus lightning bolt and then like two right clicks from you. Bam. Open wounds is now spreading, and then that can spread, and then that can spread, and then that can spread, and then you can recast after 15 seconds. Very cool. All right. I'm happy with these changes. Lina, rework Shard. Lina's spells deal 10 more damage for each fiery soul charge. I really thought her old Shard was cool. The ground targeted Laguna Blade was really nice. Not really nice, but it was very cool. But it was not good. Oh. Rework Shard. So you can get plus 30 damage on your spells, which is not incredible, but if you just keep casting them, it gets better. Max charges increase from 3 to 7. Okay, you can do up to 70 damage now. That's pretty good. Do an extra 140 damage, or 210 if you land all 3 of your spells, and then you can recast after... Like Dragon Slave, Stun, Laguna Blade, Dragon Slave. That's an extra 280 damage. If your max stacks. Stack duration increased. Okay. Buff. Movement speed per charge reduced, obviously. Attack speed bonus per charge reduced, obviously. Now gains a charge whenever a spell damages an enemy. Okay. So you can gain multiple charges for hitting multiple enemies with your spells. So can you just like... I gotta test this. Can you just like nuke a creep wave and then just get 4 stacks? Or 5 stacks? Can you go to a jungle camp and farm it that way? Okay, that is exactly how that works. Okay. But you can't just do this now.
I'm not ready.
And keep your stacks up. So that's okay. Okay. That's why they did this. Okay, so she's just way better at pushing like creep waves now. It's way more beneficial. Okay, so what they did was they made it so that you can get more stacks by hitting multiple units with your spells, and they made it last longer so that you have more time to find enemies to recast and get fiery soul stacks. But they had to reduce the numbers, obviously. So you got 21% before, and now it can go up to... oh no, it's still 21%. They just flipped the numbers. But your attack speed bonus is worse, I think. This used to be 270 attack speed. This is now 280. Oh, it's more. Sheesh. Okay. So she's improved. Alright. So worse in like one-on-one fights, but better after having gotten a bunch of things. This is cool because now she can like line up stuns against like jungle creeps to make herself stronger that way too. And then this talent obviously gets halved. Okay. I like this change. This is very neat and cool. Lion, Finger of Death. Mana cost reduced by a little bit at mid and late levels, which is fine because it's silly. It's fucking silly. It was stupid expensive, basically. You'd sometimes just have to, like, wand in order to get that finger damage. Aghanim Scepter cooldown reduced. Who cares? It's the same at level 3. And that's the only time that anyone's ever going to have Ags online. Mana Drain now reveals invisible units. That's a huge buff because now you can Mana Drain a Riki. And it'll slow him while he's running away. And it'll reveal him. Which is huge. Lion buffs. Lone Druid, Summon Spirit Bearer. Spirit Bearer base damage increased by 8. That's a lot. Entangled Duration rescaled to be a little bit lower at late levels, but a little bit higher early levels. Entangled Damage Interval reduced. So now it does damage faster. Entangle now deals damage immediately when applied. Okay, so it does... Okay, so it doesn't take time to start doing damage. And so this is a damage increase because it starts doing the damage immediately. And this is also a kind of technical damage increase because it does more procs of the damage per second. But the damage is unchanged aside from this initial. DPS rescaled from 60 to 30, 40, 50, 60. Total damage reduced from whatever to this. Okay. Level 4 doesn't matter, though, and this is still your first skill that you max out. And his base damage is increased by 8. But this is a little bit lower. I don't know. Probably around the same. He's probably a little better, honestly, because that fucking 8 damage increase. That's big. The entangle duration kind of hurts for late game, but whatever. Spirit Link now shares 10, 15, 20, 25% of Lone Druid's armor with Spirit Bear and vice versa. Dying while casting True Form does not put the ability on cooldown. Okay, I think Lone Druid is better now. I think he's just straight better. Good for you, Lone Druid. Luna, Lucent Beam. Shard will now target the nearest creep if there are no heroes nearby. Lucent Beam cooldown reduced to -3 instead of -3.5. Eclipse cooldown increased. Okay, so it's more of a choice. The Lucent Beam cooldown was way too fucking good. It was so fucking obnoxious to have a fucking 2.5 second Lucent Beam doing 300 damage with the shard and the bullshit. Definitely way, way, way better for to play against. Global Lunar Blessing now also grants 200 bonus night vision. Cool. Oh, Lunar Blessing Global and 200 night vision. That's pretty funny. It's more of a choice now. It's like a little bonus that doesn't really matter. Like, you don't think that it matters, but, like, it matters. Because now if it's a global and everyone has better night vision, then you have to kind of start thinking about how you go in on their team. Because, like, if you're fighting at night and you have reduced vision, but the other team just has better vision than you, then it's kind of a reason to be scared. Which is cool. Lycan, Feral Impulse damage decreased from 11 to 44 to 10 to 40. But I think his wolves do more damage to heroes now, so... Shapeshift damage or duration reduced from 28 to 25. 13 wolves damage decreased to 10. 10 feral HP regen replaced with 20% howl attack damage reduction. Cool. 32% shapeshift critical chance reduced to 30. Minor nerfs. Minor nerfs. He's still probably fine. The level 10 talent is cool too. Magnus Shockwave Rework Scepter increases shockwave range by 150 and radius by 50. Shockwaves now erupt after 1.5 seconds, dealing an additional 50% of Shockwave's base damage and applying a debuff that slows and reduces base armor by 50%. Affected units recover over 5 seconds. Okay. So it takes time for them to recover, but it comes back slowly over time, kind of like how Open Wounds is with movement speed. Erupt after 1.5 seconds, so you get shockwaved. It's a bigger shockwave, and then after 1.5 seconds, if they're still standing on it, kind of like Elder Titan's ultimate, it erupts. It does more damage, and it slows and reduces their base armor by 50%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's probably better than his old shard. Or scepter. Is it still worth buying? I don't know. Against high armor, base armor units, maybe. Like an Ogre or a TV. Or like a PL or something. Slark. Might be worth it. 350 health replaced with 125 shockwave damage. To go up to 425. And this also makes his scepter better. Cool. 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 Or skewer range. Tough choice. Probably shockwave damage, honestly, now. Be able to push waves faster. That said, you already have Empower, so I don't know how much you need it. Marcy, added Aghanim Scepter. Huzzah! Reduces Unleash cooldown by 10 seconds. While Unleash is active, Marcy's abilities trigger Unleash pulses. Added Shard. Rebound can be set to autocast to throw the target instead of rebounding off of them. Oh. Can no longer target enemy units. Ally movement speed bonus increased. Okay. Pulse damage reduced on Unleash by quite a bit, actually, at level 3. Buffs and nerfs here. Okay, so Ags is pretty cool. You can just get an extra 150 damage off of using Dispose and Rebound, and her fucking other ability. What's it called? Sidekick. And the shard is cool. You can throw the target instead of rebounding off of them. So you can throw allies in now. Because You can rebound only off of allies now. You can't target enemy units, so you can't do like some weird juke shit where you rebound off of an enemy. Where like I'd be chasing her and then she'd rebound off of me and then go a different direction. So she'd use her skill and then Casey would go like, "This Marsh is the craziest player I've ever seen." That has happened multiple times. She can't do that anymore. And now to compensate, ally movement speed bonus is increased to 45% for 5 seconds, which is kind of fucking huge. They move really quick now for 5 seconds. Probably a nerf overall to the hero. Almost certainly a nerf, definitely. Actually, just unleash, yeah. Like, this 10% is not enough to compensate for this and this. But her Ags and her Shard are cool. You could throw a hero in instead of a you. Mars. This is good for supports. It's kind of the same as like Gobble Up for Spitfire, Snapfire. But it's like quicker to use and shit. You know what I mean. Mars, strength gain increased. One of the few heroes to get a strength gain increase. Cooldown increased on Spear of Mars. Won by all levels. Arena of Blood spear damage reduced from 100 to 220 to 100 to 200. Can no longer be escaped vertically. Aha! Okay, so despite this, and despite this, I'd say Mars got a massive buff. Because it was so fucking annoying that you would Arena of Blood somebody, and then, like, Night Stalker would just fly out of it. Or Bat Rider would just fly out of it. Or fucking Mirana would just leap out of it. You can't just jump over the wall now. Which was really fucking annoying. Now you can just use it and know that they can't escape unless they have some kind of spell immunity. Which is good. That's a good Mars buff. Medusa. Mystic Snake mana cost reduced to 140 at all levels. Cold-Blooded. I don't know what that is. I guess that's your Shard. I've never even seen it. Okay, I never know that.
None can resist.
Okay. Cold-Blood is now disabled by break. No longer activates its spellcasters more than 2 that is used away, so it can't be procced by, like, this is Zeus' Thunder God's Wrath or Sniper's Assassinate. This I never knew about the Shard. This is cool, but it's worse now. 15 attack damage replaced with 20 attack speed. 15 evasion replaced with more damage per mana, so you can soak up more damage. 30 attack speed replaced with 12 split shot damage penalty. Okay. Okay. 30 Mystic Snake mana gain replaced with +2 Mystic Snake bounces. Ooh, so you get even more mana back. And it does even more damage if you can manage it. Okay. 20 attack speed is huge, but being tankier is a choice that you might have to make. I think the split shot damage penalty is just always going to be better than Mystic Snake cooldown. Basically always. But now the Mystic Snake bounces can synergize with Mystic Snake cooldown. And the bounces, like, if you're in certain matches, the bounces can be really good because you can siphon even more mana. And it does, by that point, it would do a shit ton of damage. Damage increase per jump 35%. So by the 6th jump, it was already doing like 400 damage. Now it goes up to like probably somewhere in like the 550 range, which is awesome. Okay.
Lock eyes with a Gorgon.
And it synergizes with her scepter, which is cool. Very nice. Split shot uses modifiers are 75 intelligence. What the fuck? When did they add the 75 intelligence talent? That's fucking whack. I understand it's kind of the same as what it was, but with the mana talent, but whatever. Strength gain increased by 0.6. Agility gain increased by 0.8. And gain increased by 0.3. Okay, nice stat buffs for Meepo. Divided we stand. Clones no longer benefit twice from power tread stat bonuses. No longer benefit twice from level attribute stat bonuses. Shard Fling mana cost reduced from 100 to 75. Passively grants a bonus magic resistance to all Meepos. Okay. I don't know how Meepo's been doing, but apparently not well enough. Earthbind mana cost reduced at earlier levels. Dig. Is odd. Nice buffs to dig, I guess. Sure. I don't know how this is doing. Plus 20 base damage replaced with plus 30 poof damage. Plus 40 poof damage replaced with Earthbind grants True Strike. Ooh, very cool. So you can Earthbind someone. And then you just have True Strike. This is a great PA counter. This is a Hoodwink counter. This is a Brewmaster counter. Very cool. Any hero with evasion. This is just a fucking butterfly counter too. God, there's so much left. He's probably just better in general. Very cool. Mirana agility rescaled to be much higher earlier, but gains slower. But she's probably just better now. Earlier agility gain is fine. Base armor reduced by 1, same time. Oh, okay. So she just has. Okay. But okay. So they gave her 6 agility, but removed 5 of that attack speed. And removed 1 of the armor, but increased her damage by 3.5. It's just bizarre. It's weird. Starstorm mana cost reduced by a lot at level 4. Rework Shard grants +1 leap charge. Is it... What? Carl Sagan is her fucking mount? I never knew that. Sagan pounces, dealing 150 damage in a forward cone. To units within 500 range of Mirana and slowing them by 30% for 2.5 seconds. This is a good shard. You could leap 4 times, and it slows them. And does damage. Very cool. Good shard, actually. I like that. Mirana's just better, I think. Monkey King. Tree Dance Perch Vision reduced from 800 to 600 to 700, 500. They just can't seem to settle on a number for this. Wukong's Command Scepter now also gives soldiers the ability to increase their Jingu Mastery stacks. Oh. Oh, fuck. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
My next great challenge will be your last.
So if you get Scepter now, your fucking soldiers can get Jingu Mastery, which is a lot of damage. So your ult becomes fucking terrifying. Dear God. Very cool. Nerf to regular Monkey King buff if you get Scepter. Morphling. Morph. Rework Scepter. Replicate steals 20% of each stat from each replicated hero. From the replicated hero. If the replicated hero's primary attribute is strength, it will also seal status resistance. They've changed the ability so fucking much, I have no idea what the fuck is going on anymore. Okay, cool. Naga Siren Riptide. Damage rescaled from 30 to 75 to 40 to 70, so worse later, better early. No longer triggers on a random chance. Now triggers every 5 attacks on an enemy by Naga and her images. So you can forcefully trigger it by just summoning your fucking clones and sending them all on one dude. Okay. And it's unit. Is it unit specific or is it just like a counter intrinsic to you? I don't know. It says every 5 attacks on an enemy unit. On a unit, the Naga Siren and her images will hit all nearby units with a damaging wave of water. But is it built in for each unit or is it intrinsic to each illusion and herself? I don't know. Riptide damage replaces agility. Oh, okay. That's not implemented correctly. I don't know which talent is better. That's a tough one. Probably movement speed. Riptide chance replaced with -1 Riptide hits. Okay. Well, which one is it?
Time to sink or swim.
Is it -1 or -2? I'm assuming it's -1.
These guys aren't going to know what hit them.
Nature's Prophet turn rate improved from 0.6 to 0.9. Okay, cool. Mana cost rescaled to be just the 3rd level's value, which is probably fine. It's probably worse early game. This might just end up being a nerf. Or damage reduced per level should be worse at all levels. But the Wrath of Nature mana cost reduced at all levels. Okay. So his treants are worse, but he himself as a hero is better. Okay. Plus 20 damage replaced by minus 8 seconds Nature's Call cooldown. You can get it down to 29, which is good. Plus 75% Sprout Mischance increased to 100, because that talent is garbage. And Sprout Leashes. Okay. Cool. 2 Sprout talents. Nice. Making Sprout more viable. Necrophos, Reaper Scythe. No longer increases enemies' death timers. Okay. That's a big change. That's a massive change. That's like the one thing that Reaper Scythe is like so fucking good for. That's what used to end games because Reaper Scythe was just so fucking good. Remember you could get Ags and just disable an enemy's buyback with Reaper Scythe, and then you could just do it twice because you had Refresher Orb? Shit was so fucking broken. Killing an enemy with Reaper Scythe now grants Necrophos 3 plus 369 HP and 1/2/3 mana regen. Oh. Okay. And I'm assuming that goes up with levels retroactively, so you could just get 5 kills with Reaper Scythe and then get 45 HP regen per second at all times. This is probably worse, but it's cooler, I think. So I'm fine with it. The increased death timers was fucking massive. It was, like, changing that is a huge change, but this is definitely worse, but a fun compromise rather than just a lame one. Sorry. Sorry. Nightsucker agility gain reduced by 0.1. Who cares? Cast point reduced on Crippling Fear from 0.2 to 0. So now he can cast Crippling Fear while running, which is extremely fucking good for him. Huge Night Stalker buff here between these two. Who fucking cares about this one? This shit is like real good. Void damage increased to plus 50. Dark Ascension duration reduced to 8. Okay, that's fine. Plus 40, Dark Ascension damage reduced to 35. Dark Ascension was probably just too good. It made his timings too strong. Crippling Fear cooldown increased to minus 5. 100 night attack speed increased to 100. Okay. So Dark Ascension is just worse because of the talent changes, but if you choose not to get them, then he has better talents. Very cool. Much better Night Stalker. Nyx Assassin. Impale cooldown reduced. Nope, that's increased. They used the wrong word there. Cooldown increased. Early levels. Mana burn cooldown reduced. That's an actual reduction. At early levels, but higher at 4th level. Mana cost reduced from 100 to 70, so it scales. Intelligence damage multiplier reduced. Oh, massively. Massively. Oh, wait, no. No, I read that as 1.5 instead of 5 times. Okay. So it's still just a better level 1 skill because you can do it more often. It costs less mana. This is good. And then it scales up. Vendetta Shard now increases target's incoming spell damage by 17% instead of reducing their magic resistance. Shard now applies a debuff before the damage. Good. Oh, I didn't know Vendetta did pure damage. I thought it was physical. 600 pure damage at level 3? Fuck. That's insane. Alright. Plus 20 movement speed replaced with 0.5 mana burn damage multiplier. Like 0.7 IMO. 80 agility replaced with 300 AoE mana burn. So they've finally gotten rid of the ridiculously high amounts of agility that he can just get at level 25. And now they've replaced it with 300 mana burn radius or Vendetta unobstructed pathing. That's a hard choice. 300 AoE is not tiny. It's not big, but it's not tiny. And it can do a lot of damage against the right heroes. It's, this is a cool choice they had to make now. Nyx is probably just... I don't know. Mana burn being better... I don't know. He's probably worse because of Impale being a higher cooldown. But, cool. Fire Blast on Ogre Magi, mana cost increased. Yep, Ogre Magi was pretty good. Higher at higher levels. Cooldown increase on Ignite. Good. Ignite was fucking so annoying. If you got that shit multicast on you like twice or 3 times, especially as a support, you were so fucked. So now he can cast it less often. Like fucking, if you get this triple multicasted on you, it's a 24-second duration, 50 damage per second fucking slow of 26%. For 24 fucking seconds. Right? That means that you're taking like 1,000 magic damage and you're slowed by 26% the entire fucking time. It was so annoying. And it still is, but now he can do it less frequently. 15 talent, 275 health reduced to 250, 25 strength increased to plus 30. So level 15 talent is worse, level 20 talent is better. You'll end up getting more health out of this if you go this route. 20% bash chance replaced with 17% fire blast chance. Oh! You can just cast fire blast when attacking somebody now. That's really fucking cool. Core Ogre Magi is going to have a field day with his new talents. This is dope. I love this. Very cool. Omni Knight. They're fucking just going to rework again. Intelligence rescaled from 15 plus 1.8 to 16 plus 2.1. So better int. Rework Shard grants Degen Aura. Oh, they finally did it. Degen Aura is no more as a basic skill. The problem with Omni Knight for a very long time was that his first 2 skills were very impactful. But then Degen Aura was just kind of like this weird thing where it was like, it was just bad. Like, you just never wanted to get it in basically any situation until it was level 4. And then it was level 4 and it was pretty okay, but then you were still like had to run next to an enemy. It was just such a bad skill. And now with a Shard, it could be okay in certain games. It's probably still not worth getting, but it is a 40% slow in a 400 radius. You know, it's not terrible. Probably not worth it though. Heavenly Grace no longer grants status resistance. Okay. But it's now also applied to Omni Knight if casted on an ally. And grants an additional strength and HP regen buff for each debuff dispelled. Okay. So it's worse against stuns and silences and whatnot. Because it doesn't grant status resistance. But it's a strong dispel, so you can take off stuns, you can take off anything basically, as long as it doesn't say cannot be dispelled. And it gives bonus strength. So if someone's hit by like PA Dagger and a stun, it'll give them an extra 12 strength and HP regen, which is like 50 base strength is so much. That's 1,000 HP. It's 1,000 HP. That's so fucking good. Okay. This is cool. The status resistance was really nice, but this is also just cool. Degen Aura doesn't fucking exist anymore. Hammer of Purity, I forget what it does, but now it's a basic skill. Mana cost is 50, 60, 70, 80. No longer is an attack modifier. 350 cast range. 1,200 speed projectile. 0.3 cast point. Damage rescaled from 60 plus 115 base damage to higher numbers at the base, lower percentage base. No longer grants damage reduction. Now slows the target. Debuff duration increased. Okay. So it's basically just Omni Knight fires his hammer to a target to deal pure damage based on a percentage of his base damage and slows the target. Core Omni Knight is now extremely happy. You could do a percentage. You could do basically almost all of your base damage as pure damage now, with 125 on top of that. That's fucking good. And it slows for 38% on a 5-second duration with a 10-second cooldown. Fuck. That's really good. What do you lose out? You lose out on... It has more range. You lose out on some damage. but the base goes up. It doesn't grant damage reduction, and it doesn't, but it does slow now. Fuck. Omni Knight's gonna be fucking cool. This is awesome. Guardian Angel. Scepter no longer grants 40% HP regen. Scepter now grants 40% status resistance. Okay, so they just... Okay. So they shifted his bullshit to his Scepter. Oh, Coordinator's being updated. I think it would be better if this was just base kit. Just give him like a base kit Guardian Angel, like 25% status resistance rather than slapping it on Scepter, but... What do I know? What do I know? 10% HP second per repel, replaced with 4-second Heavenly Grace buff duration. Okay, good. Just get more, Oh, they accidentally called it repel. Heavenly Grace, okay. This is good. More HP regen, more strength for longer. 30 movement speed replaced with 30 Guardian Angel cooldown. So it goes to 90. But you lose the 25 talent of putting it at 60. But this is fine. Like a 90-second Guardian Angel. A 60-second Guardian Angel was, like, unnecessary. 90 seconds is totally fine. Degen Aura Slow replaced with +4 Heavenly Grace Strength HP regen per stack. Okay, cool. Very good in certain games. Heavenly Grace cooldown replaced with -4 Hammer of Purity cooldown. Cooldown is... Oh god, you can have almost pure perma uptime. And plus 70% Hammer Fury damage. Oh my fucking god. So if you get a shit ton of strength, and then get that talent, you'll be doing so much base damage. What is his strength gain?
Siren.
3.1. God, there's a lot of damage. Very cool. I like these changes to Omni Knight a lot. These are very awesome. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oracle. Fate's Edict. Cooldown increased at early levels. Oh, at all levels, sorry. Duration increased. Whoa! I clicked somewhere I wasn't supposed to. Duration increased, though, so you can get more Purifying Flames on. Awesome. Can you? I don't... no, you still can't get... You can't get a third Purifying Flames in, but you can... You almost can. If this was 5.5, you'd be able to do it. But if you can Fate's Edict and then double Purifying Flames, and they'll have, like, more... It's fine. It's whatever. The lower cooldown is probably better. This is probably, like, a little baby nerf. Mana cost on Purifying Flames reduced, though, to 80 at all levels, which is really good. Because he spams the shit out of this. Reign of Destiny. Rework Scepter. What was it before? Was it False Promise Invis? No, that was his... It was something with Fate's Edict, I think. Or Purifying Flames. I think it lowered the cooldown. Rework Scepter. Grants Reign of Destiny. Brings forth rain on a 650 unit area for 10 seconds. Enemies standing in the area receive 50 damage per second and have 25% less heal amp. Okay, so if they get healed, it's worth 25% less, so a mech will do, like, a 160 heal instead of a 225 or some shit. Okay. Allies heal 50 health and have 25% increased incoming heal amp. Okay. Cool. How big is the AoE? 650 units for 10 seconds? Let me just see how big this AoE is. Like, actually.
And what if I don't? If only it were all this simple.
Prepare for battle.
Ah, Scepter. Once again.
I like the sound effect. You can push creep waves with it. It's on a 40-second cooldown, which isn't the longest, but probably not worth it. Probably kill stacks with it. Okay.
Oh, and asleep. And what if I do? You will die in a house fire.
Okay. So let's do this.
As is.
So if I get him to like half HP, and then cast this, it'll heal him back up to basically full HP. Not basically full, but like, it'll go up a little bit.
As if.
But if he's half HP, and then I do this, and then this.
Is that wise?
Oh my god. Holy fuck, that is actually a lot of regen.
Oh.
Fuck. And then you can also use your Fortune End to like get an enemy stuck inside of that. And that's heal amp. So does that work with lifesteal?
That was inevitable.
So well, I suppose I didn't think that went through. Okay, but if I want to fuck this guy up... Oops. Fuck. Stop! I'm dumbass.
Interpret this.
Okay, but now if I throw this on him, and he ults...
It's ever thus.
Yeah, he totally lifesteals less. Right?
Your future is a thing of the past. Oh.
I hate myself.
Again, later. Let me cast your fortune.
Hmm. I'm pretty sure he's lifestealing less. Okay. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
That's to choose.
Okay. I like that. That's a cool Ags. Outworld Destroyer. Here comes the nerfs. Current mana as damage reduced from 16 to 13 to 16. Essence Flux max mana restored reduced from 30 to 60 to 25 to 55. Okay. Baby nerfs, but it hurts a little bit. Never mind. The previous patch was fairly balanced, so them doing like these little changes is just like these were like the more prominent heroes, but they still weren't cracked. Pangolier swashbuckle damage increased at all levels. Good. Lucky Shot armor reduction rescaled from 4 to 7 to 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Duration rescaled from 2 to 5 to 2.5 to 4. Okay. What applies his slow now or his silence or whatever? No, the slow is on this. I don't know. Okay. More strength. Swashbuckle cooldown reduction increased the point. Okay, so he is... I'd say this is probably just a buff to Pango. Nice. Enjoy that ban fee. Phantom Assess and Phantom Strike mana cost increased by a pretty significant amount late game. Battle Fury is going to be better on her because now she has to spend more mana. 12% life steal goes up to 15, which is strong. It helps off it a little bit. -3 armor corruption replaced with plus 20% stifling dagger damage. So now it does almost full damage. Very cool.
That is why I'm here.
Nobody ever wants to fucking play until I'm doing this fucking patch shit. Okay. Um. Okay. Cooldown decreased on Phantom Rush at early levels, which is good. 15 attack speed replaced by 2.5 second Phantom Rush bonus agi duration. So now it goes up to a full 4 seconds, so you can have permanent uptime. Very awesome. That's a cool talent. I know which one I'm usually getting. Because you get a lot of agility from that. You get 40. Fuck. I remember when they first introduced this and it was like fucking like 16 or some shit. It was like helpful but not good. And now it's 40. Fuck. Okay. Good Phantom Lancer buff. Phoenix. Strength gain increased by a little bit. Agility gain increased by a little bit. Icarus Dive movement slow reduced by a little bit. Fire Spirit's cooldown rescaled. It's still painfully long, but it's way shorter at level 4. Mana cost reduced. Okay. Icarus Dive slow increased on the talent a little bit. Cast range replaced with Sunray damage. And Sunray damage got moved. Okay, so these switched. So they recognized that Icarus Dive cast range was just better. Yeah. Yeah, this is more in line with what I'd expect. Because you'd never get the Supernova stun duration. You'd always get Icarus Dive cast range. And you'd probably always get Supernova hit count. Unless you were just getting melted anyway. But now the cast range versus the hit count is actually like a really big decision. Okay, nice buffs to Phoenix. I like this. Fire Spirits buffs are I really like Fire Spirits. Phase Shift on Puck. Max channel time increased at low levels. Good. Rework Shard causes Phase Shift to attack all enemies within attack range plus 200 radius of Puck. I suppose they changed that talent then? I don't know what a Shard was before.
In your tongue, I am known
In
as
your tongue,
Puck.
I am known as Puck. Waning Rift, cooldown reduced by a little bit. Rework Scepter, Waning Rift now has a 150 extra radius and range and knocks enemies back 400 distance over 0.5 seconds. Non-interrupting. Reveals invisible enemy units and wards in the area for 5 seconds. Oh. And wards? That's insane. That's insane. 150 extra radius is fucking massive too. Dream Coil buff. This is a fucking good time to be a Puck main. Puck is alive, baby. Okay. Illusory Orb distance replaced with Illusory Orb cooldown. Phase Shift attack goes to Dream Coil cooldown, so now it goes to 65. So you can do it fucking constantly. Or Waning Rift damage. So you can be at 350. Oh. I want to play Puck, bro. I want to play Puck so bad. 12% spell amp replaced with 100 Waning Rift damage. Oh no, I already read that. Okay. It was, so, I mean, you lose a little bit on Illusory Orb, but whatever. Illusory Orb cooldown replaced with 1 second Dream Coil break stun duration. That's probably worse. I mean, 4 second break stun duration is fucking insane, but nobody really breaks the Dream Coil anyway, unless they're forced to. Because you know the repercussions of breaking are fucking worse than just standing at the edge of it. Dream Coil rapid fire frequency improved from 0.75 to 0.6. Okay. Waning Rift AoE in range replaced with Dream Coil pierces magic immunity. Okay, so they changed. Okay. So the Scepter used to be it would Dream Coil would pierce spell immunity, and it would increase the duration of the tether. Now since they changed that, they changed the Scepter. They just added it to the they basically gave the talent to the Scepter and gave the Scepter to the talents. I kind of want to test Puck's AoE on his bullshit and his rapid fire.
In the blink of an eye.
Just give me 1 second, guys. I get excited.
I proceed.
So let me just level to max. Probably get
Prepare
Illusory
for
Orb
battle.
cooldown to go to 7. 7 is really good. Waning Rift damage. Waning Rift cooldown, especially if you get Scepter. Oh god, the level 20 talents are so fucking good. If you go this route, then probably this. Or if you go this route. Dream Coil Rapid Fire. Or Dream Coil Pierces Magic Immunity. Remember when Puck used to get fucking plus 420 gold per minute as level 25 talent? Me too.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Around. Exactly so.
Just do this. Against level 30 heroes, that's pretty fucking legit, dude. I have no items and they don't have any items, but like if I get like a fucking Witchblade, which now upgrades into Revenant's Brooch, you know. So you get this shit. The mana cost in this is so fucking high for no reason, I think. Oh, but they deal magic damage. Oh, hang on.
Fair game.
Oh. Them dealing magic damage is actually insane.
I have much to impart.
Oh!
First blood. It shall be duly noted.
Oh!
Stay and amuse me.
So it's fucking... It's this
I go at will.
versus this. Bruh. What?
Will you not rise in my presence?
Okay.
Just so.
So if I get Ags, I can now just reveal wards and shit. Reveal wards, it knocks enemies back, and it has extra radius. Oh, bro, that's so big. Dude. This Ags is so fucking good.
I venture forth. Very well.
Wow.
Your middle tower is under
This will
attack.
be a pity. They need
Okay. Very cool. I think Puck is going to see some time in the spotlight.
I'm here to blur the line
Stay
between
and
life
amuse me.
and death.
Shariar is rejoicing. I am crying because Shariar is playing more Puck. Pudge, base armor reduced by 1. Intelligence gain increased by from 1.5 to 1.8. Pudge now has 1.3 armor instead of 2.3. That really hurts him. Flesh Heap no longer grants magic resistance. Bonus strength per death reduced. Per kill? Per kill. Can now be cast to grant 5, 10, 15, 20 damage block against all types of damage for 20 seconds. Can be cast while channeling. But this, well, this works on your own rod.
Someone needed a butcher.
But Pudge so it would reduce the rot damage from 120 to 100. Which is kind of similar to what the magic resistance would do. It's actually a little bit more. How long does this last? For 7 seconds? Can be cast while channeling. Shard cooldown reduction reduced from 10 to 5. Shard was still too good. I don't know, man. Flesh Heap being worse kind of hurts him. But, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what to think. I will not think. I'm trying to hurry. Pugna, Decrep mana cost increased from 60 to 80. Can now be cast while channeling. That's very good. Nether Ward no longer heals 2 hits whenever an enemy casts a spell, or reduces enemy spell damage by 10, 15, 20, 25. That's really good. This is really good because it made it fucking impossible to kill the Nether Ward, so it was just very frustrating to go up against, especially against like fucking Bristleback or like, you know, a Zeus or some shit with on your team. But now it reduces spell damage, so now you have to make the choice of whether or not you want to break it again. Rework Shard on Life Drain. Life Drain can target your Nether Ward, causing Life Drain to refract to all enemy heroes in range of the ward for 70% of its damage. The effect is interrupted if the ward is destroyed. Increases Nether Ward cast range by 350. Isn't the Nether Ward's range fucking huge? 1600? What? You could just suck, like, every enemy in the ward's range for 70% damage? What? That's crazy. That's so good. Very cool changes to Pugna. I like that a lot. I'm gonna fucking hate versing him because Pugna players are little fucking rascally little assholes. But cool. Blink Shard damage reduced from 175 to 125. That makes sense, for Shard is really fucking good. Scream of Pain mana cost increased at early levels. Sonic Wave damage decreased. Okay, so just nerfs to Queen of Pain because she was good right now. Makes sense. Razor, static link cannot be cast on a target that is already linked. I didn't know you could, so I guess Refresher Orb is dead. Plus 6 static link duration replaced with plus 21 Storm Surge movement speed. 21%?
Ashes will fall like rain.
Fucking finally. Dude, anytime that they've done a movement speed talent for this guy, it's always been like plus 4% at level 15. Plus 5% at level 20. Plus 21%. Hell yeah, brother. You get him, Razor. You fucking kill yourself, Luke.
I will
Granted, all it does is give you movement speed now, but, I mean, I'm so down with this. Plus 1 either storm target replaced with 2 static link charges. Very cool. That's why this is a thing. So you can't just sap an enemy down to 0 fucking instantly. Okay. 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 Very cool. Just cast it on 2 enemies that are running away. You get double damage. You get like fucking 500 damage for them. Hello? I like that. Rookie strength gain increased. Smokescreen mana cost rescaled to be lower at lower levels, higher at higher levels. Blink Strike also now slows enemies by 100% for up to 0.8 seconds, which is actually a lot because you have 2 charges of it, so you can just use it again and then slow them again. Keep them in your smokescreen for longer. Tricks of the Trade mana cost increased a little bit. Who cares? Sleeping Dart is now dispellable. That's a huge nerf. Thank God. Okay, so now they are discouraging the Riki support, the Riki bullshit, fucking Meteor Hammer, Sleeping Dart, roaming little asshole playstyle. And Riki carry is going to be a little bit stronger. 8 strength replaced with 75 smokescreen AoE. 20 attack speed replaced with 0.3 blink strike slow duration. Those are both very good. Smokescreen AoE replaced with Tricks of the Trade applies a basic dispel. Can also be cast while rooted / leashed. So you can dispel dust off of yourself now. And other bullshit. That's very good. That's very good. Probably better than the cooldown reduction. Okay, good changes to Riki. I like them. Very cool. Riki the way that I want to play him rather than the bullshit way that other people play him. That's bullshit because I don't like it. Telekinesis. Lift duration increased. So just better stun for Rubik. Cooldown reduced from 20 to 10 to 20 to 4. Whoa. Ag Scepter no longer reduces cooldown. Nobody really got it on him anyway. It was too hard to get. And it was just... Ag Scepter now lets you steal 2 spells. Whoa. What? Bro, you could get like Chronosphere Black Hole. Or like RP Chain Frost. RP Chain Frost is like feasible if you sit on the outskirts of a fight and wait for it. Steal RP, then wait for the Chain Frost, steal the Chain Frost, then blink in and do it yourself. What? That's so cool. Awesome. I like that. Increasing the skill ceiling on Rubik even larger by allowing you to just play fucking ability draft on your own. RP Finger of Death. Black Hole Finger of Death. It's combos that can already exist in the game, but now you can just do it your fucking self. Chain Frost Finger of Death for fucking 30% bonus spell amp. Sand King base armor increased by 1, damage interval reduced, so you do damage faster, just like other examples that we've seen, like AA and others. Mana cost rescaled to be higher at higher levels, lower at the first level. Buffs to Sand King so far. 200 health replaced with 12% caustic finale slow, 20% caustic finale slow replaced with 100% 100 caustic finale damage, 100 epicenter radius. As level 20? I don't know. His talents are kind of underwhelming, but he got buffed, which is fine. I never see him. Shadow Demon. Demonic Cleanse is now granted as a secondary ability with Aghanim Shard. Repeatedly applies a basic dispel on the target allied unit, removing negative debuffs for the duration. At the end of the duration, the unit is healed. Units under the effect of disruption can still be affected by Demonic Cleanse. Scepter also grants charges to Demonic Cleanse.
To the narrow maze with you.
That's his shard, okay. I just wasn't sure. Okay. Repeatedly applies a basic dispel for 7 seconds. And then the unit is healed for 500 at the end. Very cool. And it works with disruption. And if you get Scepter and Shard, then you get the same charges that you do on his ulti on his cleanse. Very awesome. Can you triple Demonic Cleanse someone for a 1500 heal? Because that'd be fucking cracked. Shadow Fiend, Necromastery Shard now also fears the target, so they made the Shard even better. Requiem of Souls now also debuffs enemies with minus magic resistance after dealing its damage. And Shadowy stack damage goes up. Dude. Did they see my Shadow Fiend game and go, he wasn't good enough. Fucking make him better. Oh my god. That's crazy. Very cool. I like that. Shadow Shaman Shackles, damage reduced. Thank God. Heal Shadow Shaman. Oh, that's cool. Honestly, I'm down with that. I'm down for him to recover the HP that I have an easier time taking away from him than he does. He could just solo kill you very easily with his shard and shit. It was very annoying. Now it's good. Creep hits the kill Serpent Wards increase from 2 to 4. Towers and Heroes still killing 2. So Serpent Ward is now better as well. Shackles is better for Shaman, worse for the team probably. Makes it harder to get solo kills. Okay, I like these changes. Silencer, Arcane Curse, mana cost increase from 125 to 140 to 130 to 160. Shard now also increases Intelligence Stone on kills by 2. Okay, so the talent is back, but on the Shard. Arcane Curse damage reduced to plus 12. 400 health replaced with 20-second Global Silence cooldown, which is on a 80-second. Okay. Alright, so got some nerfs. We got a nerf to Arcane Curse, a buff to Glaives of Wisdom, and... Okay, so Arcane Curse, I guess, was just too good. Okay, whatever. Scarlet Mage, damage multiplier increased from 1.4 to 1.5. Concussion Shot, damage increased a little bit. Ancient Seal, magic resistance reduction reduced by a little bit. So, your spells are weaker under Ancient Seal, but your spells themselves are just better. Mystic Flare, damage increased at level 1 and level 2. My mid Skywrath is coming back. Batch? Fuck me, I've been doing this for too long. It's almost been 2 hours. Slardar, sprint passive river speed reduced from 25 to 15%. Corrosive Haze, targets leave water trails for 8 seconds behind them. Very cool. synergizes with his ag, synergizes with his river speed sprint. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. Slark base strength reduced from 20 to 21, or 21 to 20. Pounce now deals 40 damage on contact. Latch radius increased. Okay, so Pounce is just better. Okay. Okay. I don't see what the damage really has to do, because they already couldn't blink. Because they were leashed. But whatever. It makes this is a little bit easier to land the Pounce now. So I'd take this. 20 less HP for a better Pounce. Fuck it. 8 agility replaced with 0.5 Pounce leash for 3.75 at level 10. Shadow Dance attack speed replaced with 1.5% Shadow Dance regen.
Silence is virtue.
Okay, up to 8.5, which also happens passively as well as under your ultimate. Pounce leash replaced with Shadow Dance attack speed, Essence Shift duration reduced. This talent has been nerfed actually so many fucking times. They just keep nerfing this talent instead of buffing the other one, and now neither of them look very good. The fucking Essence Shift duration talent used to be 2 minutes. It used to be 120, and it's down to 50. And still nobody grabs the other one because Shadow Dance duration just doesn't fucking matter when you can keep your Essence Shift stacks for an extra 50 seconds. Unhappy with that one change, happy with everything else. Snapfire Scatterblast, damage rescaled to be higher at level 1, less at level 4. Cooldown increased at early levels. Mana cost rescaled to be higher than lower. Shard now increases point blank damage by 35% instead of 125 flat damage. Okay. Shard stun duration reduced. I guess Scatterblast was just a little bit too good. Little Shredder. Armor reduction decreased. Interesting. Sure. Fuck it. Why not? 3 armor now instead of 4. Gobble Up, my favorite ability in the game. Mana cost reduced. Awesome. More reasons to buy it. 200 health replaced with Fire Snap Cookie Stun. Good. Slow duration replaced with Fire Snap Cookie restores 125 health. So now you have to choose between a Fire Snap Cookie healing or stunning for longer, which is cool. Fire Snap Cookie restores 200 health replaced with +2 Little Shredder attacks. Scatterblast damage increased to 80. I'm getting the Scatterblast damage. Fuck Little Shredder. All my homies hate Little Shredder. Okay. I'm okay with these changes. They're alright. It's not going to change that much. Sniper taking a mana cost increased from 25 to 50. Because of grenade cooldown reduced from 16 to 10. Impact damage reduced from 125 to 25. Oh. So just basically no damage now. But the cooldown is way better. You use it for mobility and scaling cliffs and shit much better. Okay. Sure. Probably little baby nerfs to Sniper. The ones that buy the shard probably like this change though. Spectre Desolate search radius reduced, so there's a buff. Damage increased at early levels, so double buffs to Desolate. Haunt mana cost reduced. Spectre getting the fucking buff hammer. Oh, until this talent, okay. Yep, so her talents got nerfed, but her base kit got buffed, which she's probably just better now. The Desolate's buffs are awesome. Spearbreaker charge, mana cost increased. Bulldoze movement speed bonus reduced. Status resistance rescaled to be worse at level 4. Damage rescaled on Greater Bash to be worse at level 4. Charge of Darkness speed reduced to 175. Okay, so yeah, I think I also heard that Spearbreaker was just doing too well. So now they're just toning him back a little bit. Which is fine. It's very annoying to get run at by a Spearbreaker. Very fun, though. Storm Spirit, Agility green increased. Base mana regen increased. That's awesome. Base attack speed increased. That's awesome. Static Remnant damage replaced with 20 attack speed. 2.5 mana regen reduced to 1.75, so now it's more of a choice. Between mana regen and damage in a different way than it was before. 25 attack speed replaced with 50 static remnant damage. This is a nerf. Having more damage at a later time is worse than having less damage at an earlier time. So, talent nerfs, I think, but base hero buffs, which is fine. Although, he gets base mana regen increased now, so he doesn't need this talent as much. So, I don't know. We'll see. He's probably a better hero now. Sven agility gain increased 2 to 2.2. Scepter now also dispels the target. I No, that was a talent. No, that was a shard. It was a talent, then it was a shard, now it's Scepter. It just tacked onto the Scepter. Rework Shard, Warcry's Undispel and passively grants 5 armor to all allies in a 1200 radius. Passively grants 5 armor. It's like a mini AC. That's cool. If you want armor, but you don't want to get an AC, you don't want to save all the way up for it or some shit, just get a shard. Tiny little AC. 15% life steal replaced with minus 15 God Strength cooldown. Puts it at 95, which is really good actually. The God Strength cooldown is usually just slightly too long, so now minus 15% off that is pretty good. Level 20 talent, 25 movement speed replaced with 8% Warcry movement speed is a nerf. I like this change. Great cleave damage or God Strength cooldown. Oh god, these are tough choices now. The lifesteal was also really good though, so this might just be a worse talent tree. I don't know. Techies, we already read about him. Yeah. Charge restore time. Oh, it changes over time. Okay. Minimum distance between mines reduced though, which is very good. Detonation delay is buffed. Activation delay decreased. Okay. So just buffs to the actual mines. Okay. Cast range increased by a lot. Oh, that's actually huge. So get a fucking Aether Lens on this motherfucker now. Base damage, base movement speed reduced by a lot. Base damage increased by 12. Base armor reduced by 2. Base attack speed increased. Okay, so he's like more of an actual hero now. He does like decent, he does like okay damage now. And he has more attack speed. He's a better laner, for sure. I saw a lot of Techies players complaining about Techies being changed. And to an extent I agree, but also I don't know why people hated him so fucking much that he needed this huge overhaul. But whatever. Mind Steal full damage to targets within 150 radius, decreasing damage 50% to enemies on the edge. Okay. That's rough, but sure. Mines only detonate if there is a damageable target within range. Magic immune enemies will reveal them and can attack them, but won't detonate on their own. Oh, okay, that's good. Can't attack them. Okay. So you can reveal a mine when you're magic immune, but it won't detonate it. So you could fucking just use a BKB, walk through your jungle, demolish all their mines, and then hopefully your BKB will come back in time. Mines now apply a 5-second debuff, reducing the magic resistance of all enemies in its radius by 10, 15, 20. Multiple mines refresh the debuff. This does a lot. I don't know if it reduces it and then does damage, or damages and then reduces, but the mines themselves are actually just better. So this is good. Blast off. Cooldown rescaled. Worse early, better late. Self-damage reduced. You can't kill yourself now. Damage reduced at all levels. Oh, that's rough. Can't kill yourself and can no longer be cast while leashed. Okay. Alright. Blast off damage reduced. Yeesh. Used to do 900, now it does 700. 40 movement speed replaced with 100 sticky bomb damage. So that'll do, what is that, 450? 460? Okay. Blast off cooldown reduced to 15. So now it's at a 15-second cooldown instead of 13. 60 movement speed and proximity mines replaced with minus 0.8 second proximity mine activation delay. Oh my god. That's fucking instant. What? That is fast as fuck now. Oh my god. Jesus. If an enemy is stunned at all, oh my god. Okay, so you want to hit them with the proxy mine as they're slowed by this.
Aw, looky at it. Let's go.
Okay. But if you get this 25...
These blades are too aerial.
Oh, yeah.
There goes nothing. Set.
Jesus! Oh, activation delay. Okay, not... Okay, got it. So they activate faster. Got it. Okay. Fuck, dude. I don't know, man. That's hard. Okay, cool. I like these. I honestly, I kind of like new techies. I think he's pretty fun. I know a lot of techies players aren't fans of it, but I kind of like it. Spill range rescaled from 1.5 attack range to... okay. This is longer, though, I think. Sideblade's attack range replaced with Sideblade's attack spill range. Okay. Just a few talent changes. She's just a better hero now. Agility gain reduced from 4.4 to 4. Oh my god. Okay. Base attack speed increased. He's probably just the worst hero, though. I don't know, actually. No, he's probably better. Mana cost on Conjure Image is reduced. Metamorphosis duration is better at later levels. Evasion, Conjure Image, outgoing damage, attack speed, reflection slow. It seems like he's better at chasing heroes with these talents. It looks like Conjure Image is taking a better part of his kit. All stats increased to +10. All stat talents are very rare now. Conjure Image duration increased to +10. Okay. So Terrorblade buffs, I think. Which is nice. Tidehunter Kraken Shell damage block rescaled to be better at late game. The numbers make more sense. Shard bonus damage reduced from 90 to 75. Yeah, his shard was really fucking good. Timbersaw Whirling Death. Damage increased from whatever to whatever. Primary attribute direction is worse, so it fucks strength heroes less now. But the cooldown is also worse. Okay. Flamethrower cooldown increased. Damage per second. Okay, so Timbersaw was doing pretty well, I guess. Thinker base damage reduced by 2. Status resistance on defense matrix reduced pretty handily. Rearm channeling time increased by a little bit. Laser damage reduced from... okay, so all of this is different. New ability granted for Shard. Warp Flare. So Tinker's just worse. Throws a grenade towards a unit, dealing 50 damage, teleporting it 600 units away from Tinkerer, and reduces their cast and attack range by 40% for 3 seconds. Interesting. Okay. Keen Conveyance cooldown replaced with Defense Matrix damage absorbed. Okay, so they just swapped them. Tinker's just worse, I think. He can't farm as well. He's a fighter hero now, rather than a farming hero with Shard. Tiny Avalanche stun duration per interval increased. Better, so that's stronger. Bonus damage multiplier to Toss is reduced, though. Toss damage rescaled to be a little bit better. Late game. A little bit worse early game. No longer deals 30% bonus damage to the tossed unit. Grab radius increased. Okay. Huh. So you can't blow up one guy. Oh, okay. Nope, it's Grow. Grow, they got put on Grow. Got it. So now you need to wait until level 6 to do a lot more damage with Toss and Avalanche. Bonus damage is increased by 50% when carrying a tree. Holy shit. Okay. Bonus damage rescaled from 20% to 20 flat damage. Bonus building damage reduced by a lot. But Grow damage went up a lot. Tree throw slows the enemies now too, so there's actually a reason to throw it at someone in melee range. 50% tree grow bonus damage. Fuck. So 100% bonus. And you get 220 damage if you're carrying a tree. That's fucking insane. Get your Ags, always have a fucking tree. Or is that your Shard? I think that's a Shard. It is a Shard. Just get your Shard immediately.
Are you ready to
And then suddenly just do a cracked amount of damage with it. Tiny's gonna be good. You get Shard now. He's a hero that would use the 15-minute Shard. You just grab Shard and fucking go to town. Treant Protector cooldown increased. I like these changes. This is really cool. Treant Protector living armor cooldown increased. Duration increased by a lot. Bonus armor rescaled to be better. Total heal rescaled to be the same. But a little bit less at level 1. But the armor is way higher. Cooldown's better. Duration is way better. Cool. Battle Trance now gives phased movement. Good buff. Good buff. Phase movement. That's good. That's good. 20% evasion with 15 Battle Trance cooldown. So it goes to 55, which is pretty good. Battle Trance duration replaced with Whirling Axe's Pierce spell immunity. That's also pretty strong. Strong dispels, spell immunity. This was a dangerous talent anyway, so this is like 2 safer options now, which is cool. Good buffs. Tusk movement speed reduced. Ice Shard's damage increased. Snowball damage increased. Walrus Punch cooldown reduced. Mana cost rescaled to be more even. Critical damage reduced at early levels. Walrus Kick cooldown increased. Cooldown is now reduced by 50% if you kick a creep. 350 damage to all their units within 250 radius of the landing area, which is funny, but will probably not matter at all. Is now unit and vector targeted. Oh! Well, that's cool. Walrus Kick is way better now. Tusk is a little bit slower, but generally just a better hero now. Critical damage and stun duration increased. Stun duration increased. Walrus Punch critical damage decreased. Okay. Cool. I like the Tusk changes. Removed Dark Rift. His ultimate. Firestorm Shard no longer reduces cast point. Shard now also reduces wave and burn intervals and duration by 25%. Okay. Shard is probably just better now. Cool. Fiend's Gate, now Underlord's ultimate, opens 2 portals, one next to Underlord and one in target location with global range. Destination portal has to be at least 2,000 units away from Underlord. Heroes can channel for 3 seconds, teleport to the other side. You gain damage reduction and movement speed for 7 seconds after coming through. And you'll immediately start teleporting once casting. Fiend's Gate spawns a Pit of Malice under both portals. Pit of Malice slows enemies by 40%. Very cool. This is an ability that I always wanted to use, but I never could because who the fuck bought Underlord's Ags? Now, I can use it every match. This is so fucking cool. Awesome. Big fan. Big fan. Way better than what it was. Because now you can teleport everyone home and then go back if you wanted. And it lasts 20 seconds. Undying Soul Rip. Max units rescaled to 10. Damage rescaled to be better at late game, worse early game. But it scales with the total heal went up and down a little bit. Mana cost rescaled to be better late game. Cooldown reduced to be better. Okay, so it's just a better ability basically. And you need fewer units to make it work. Flesh Golem Shard cooldown reduction increased from 30 to 35, which is really good. Shard is becoming a little bit better. Ursa, these are good changes. I like Soul Rip a lot. So I like that this is a direction that they're taking it and improving it and making it easier to use. Ursa Earthshock range replaced with Earthshock cooldown. It's out of long cooldown now, so this is fine. Enraged status resist increased to 15%. That was a bad talent. Nobody ever got it. Rework Shard bounces once on an enemy. Prioritizing heroes increase the cast range by 100. Really good. That's fucking awesome. Shard is really good now. Very awesome. The cast range is not to be slept on either. Base attack damage for Venomancer increased by 4. No more deals damage on the same tick. It applies the debuff, so less damage. Damage per second increased by a little bit. Total damage is going to be... yeah, reduced just barely. Just barely at every level. Poison Nova radius rescaled to be bigger at later levels. Travel speed increased, so it travels faster, travels farther. Poison Nova reduces attack speed by 100. So if you get hit by Poison Nova, you just can't fucking fight anybody ever anymore. This is crazy good. Alright. Venomancer got buffed big time. That's awesome. Viper. Talent changes. Min-max damage rather than just max damage. Attack damage. 8% poison attack. Magic resistance reduction. They're fine. Talent changes are always hard to, like, review. Visage, familiar vision range increased a little bit. Familiar attack acquisition range increased by a decent amount, which is good. Attack damage replaced with 8 damage to Visage and familiars. Oh, it's both. That's cool. 3 corruption replaced with 1.5 corruption and Visage and familiars. So different sources stack. So you can now do more minus armor. Cool. 40 familiar movement speed replaced with 30 movement speed of Visage and familiars. God, I like these talent changes. I just said I didn't care for them, and now I like these ones a lot. Gravekeeper's Cloak Aura also grants 10 armor. Awesome. Very cool. I like those changes. I don't care much for Visage, but that's cool. Void Spirit, Astral Step, max distance increased at lower levels. Dissimulate Shard bonus damage reduced. His Shard was really fucking good. This is fine. Upheaval, mana cost reduced to make it more usable. Golem movement speed with 2 Shadow Word duration. Fan of that change. Shadow Word reduced to... Okay. Baby changes, baby nerfs. And baby buffs. Hero attacks to destroy. Oh, Weaver's gonna get nerfed, yeah. Cooldown increased. Aghanim Scepter no longer... Oh, fuck, he got fucked. Sorry, Weaver. Sorry, mod. Okay. Gale Force now has a 1500 cast range. Shard cooldown decreased from 40 to 30. Okay, so it's fucking... Shard is way better now. Focus Fire damage reduction rescaled to be just 30 at all levels. Bonus attack speed rescaled to be lower at earlier levels, though. Okay. Wind Run rework Scepter. Wind Run is undispellable. Slow is increased by 20%. And enemies affected by it are blinded by 40%. So it turns it into more of a I'm going to run at you spell. Instead of just I have 2 charges of this and you'll never catch me ever. Okay. Power Shot damage reduction per unit. Okay, they're building more into Wind Run now. Wind Run undispellable and lower cooldown with Wind Run radius, which is cool. I like that they're building into the radius a little bit more. I like these changes. This is cool. Winter Wyvern Winter's Curse cast range increased by a little bit. Sure. Paralyzing cast stun duration on non-hero units reduced from 5 seconds to 1 second. That was something that never made sense to me. Damage on non-hero units rescaled from 75 to 2 times hero damage. Okay, I like that. It makes it easier to farm. Cool. Cooldown reduced from 80 to 70. Big Witch Doctor buffs. I like this a lot. Wraith King's going to get nerfed to shit. Base agility reduced from 18 to 16. There it is. He's shit now. Lifesteal reduced by a little bit. Kills from units under Wraith King's control and within 1200 range of Wraith King also give it progress towards skeleton charges. Allied heroes revived by Scepter and upgrade now have a health bar for allies only. Okay. He's really not that much worse. And this doesn't really matter. Sure. This is a buff. Nerf. Baby nerf. Alright, sure. Zeus Arc Lightning mana cost increased from 80 to 95 at higher levels. Damage increased, though, at higher levels. Static Field is no longer a basic ability, now granted by Shard whenever Zeus attacks or casts... Okay. Heavenly Jump is now... Oh. Banfi's going to like this a lot. Okay. Very cool. Alright. Cool. Very cool. You get a little bit of movement. You get a little bit of fucking damage. You can restrict enemies. Cool. Unobstructed vision, too. Fuck. That's so good, actually. 10 seconds of unobstructed vision. That's fucking busted. Okay. Overall, this patch gets a B+. I like it. Minor changes. I'm not too on board with huge overarching changes, but this patch gets a B+ from me. That's it, and I'll see you guys later.